On this episode of the Dual Dorks, I ride local trails and do some hill climbs. Then at the end of the video, I'll show you my favorite mods I've done in my TW here. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? Finally the sun's down, it's cooler. I can come out here and ride if I'm sweating my ass off. I spent a good 2 hours today washing this bike. I got it all shiny now. Now I'm about to get all dirty again. Let's do some hill climbs tonight. It's been a while since I've been out here. This is a fun little spot, and it's just right outside of Ridgecrest. So not too far from home for me. It's just a good spot to get out and ride some trails. It was so hot today. It was like 113 here in Ridgecrest. This is so hot, we're just not enjoyable to be outside. It's disgusting. All right, this is gonna be a fun one. Climbing up these windy, sandy roads to the top of that. I believe this is called Five Fingers, if I remember right. These old mountain tops here. This is such a pretty night out. Probably doesn't look like much on camera, but this is pretty steep. Probably going up 35% grade right now. Gotta keep those RPMs up high. That's the goal of hill climbing. Keep that momentum, keep the RPMs up high. I want to shift, but it's gonna slow me down so much. I'm gonna be at a standstill. Boy, I'm starting to bog down here. We got it. Come on, bike. We got her. I'll try shifting. Yeah, there's just no power in fourth gear right now. Almost to the top here. Oh, here's some sand. There's some loose sand. Keeping it slow. This bike's all about. Man, look at Death Valley out there. It's just so pretty in the sunset. Hell yeah. As much as I don't like living in this state, at least California has the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. Like literally every night, it's the most beautiful sunset. Then the next day, it's even better yet, and then it's just crazy. I think the only sunsets that rivals to this one is the sunsets off of the Saginaw Bay in the Thumb area of Michigan. Like, I know most people on this that subscribe to me aren't really familiar with Michigan, but right on the Saginaw Bay, like on the east side of it, I used to go there all the time. I used to have a sailboat over there, and I'd be coming into harbor some nights after a long day of sailing, and there'd just be the most gorgeous sunsets that rivals this, and I miss that. I miss that lifestyle. Just nice summer night, just out in a sailboat, just so chill, man. It's kind of like being on a T-dub in the desert. It's just chill and relaxing. Yeah, it's chill and relaxing until you slide out the road like I did in my last video. You had to call a $250 tow truck. That wasn't fun. I'm kind of hurt. I'm kind of broke from that. But yeah, the last video I made, it was a fun. I'm glad I got out and did 2 nights of moto camping. I just really needed that, just to get out and have fun. And met some cool people along the way, and it was a lot of fun. Every adventure is not going to be the best adventure. There's going to be its ups and downs, but overall, it's a pretty good trip. I know some of these big dog moto vloggers or YouTubers, they go on an adventure and it's kind of it's like everything's just perfect, and it never goes like that. Like, I'll show it how it is. There's gonna be ups and downs. This big pipe here, this is where all the people flush their toilets up in Bishop and Lone Pine. Sends all their shits right into LA. No, this is the aqueduct. It supplies the water to LA, or helps supply water to LA. It's kind of crazy. Like, it starts all the way in Bishop and it goes to LA. Let's do this hill climb here. That was a lot easier than I remembered it being. I feel like last time I did there's more loose sand in that. Damn, it's pretty up here. So I got a request in the comments section a while back on my top favorite mods I've done to this bike, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell y'all my favorite mods I've done. So my first favorite mod I've done is I switched out that really shitty 80s style headlight that came with the bike. It was maybe 5 candle power on high beam, and I switched out the JNS headlight. For the price, it was like $100 something, $120. But it's a really good headlight. The high beam, the only complaint I have, yeah, I know it's kind of light right now, but the high beam is just kind of dead center, and it's not really a big high beam. That's the only downside I don't really like about it. So here's a good example of the headlight issue I was talking about, the JNS. Don't get me wrong, it's a really good headlight. It's so much better than stock. But this is the high beam here. You just got that little spot and that's it. And for some reason, when I'm going down the highway, it looks like it's just like jittering almost on the road. It's kind of weird looking. It's hard to explain. Yeah, but that's a good example here. Another mod I did, I changed out the speedometer light to an LED, and it really helps out at night. You can actually see the whole speedometer. The stock one's kind of dim, and it really helps out. This is kind of almost a mandatory with this bike. My third favorite mod is you must go with a skid plate. The stock skid plate's like a Pepsi can, but this one is the Ricochet skid plate. It's a very good skid plate. I've bashed it on a lot of shit, and it's saved my engine quite a few times. So the fourth favorite mod I put on is the Tusk cargo rack. This is about $120 if I remember right. And my last video I had a bunch of shit strapped on it. I had a large duffel bag, a backpack, all this camping gear strapped on it. This stock little rubber piece here, I believe it's only rated for like 7 to 15 pounds. It really ain't shit if you're trying to carry stuff. But this is pretty wide and you can fit a lot of shit on it. I have a problem once where I had a box on here and it was full of shit, kind of had a lot of weight on it. And I took on some whoops and this little corner here started ripping on me, so I had a buddy with a welder. He fixed it up for me and it's good as new. My fifth favorite mod, actually this should be number 1. To get the most horsepower out of this thing and the highest top speed, you must put a bicycle bell on. You can hit about 90 miles an hour with that bicycle bell. No, I'm just kidding. My fifth favorite, this should actually be number 1, but the fifth thing mod I've done is I made this homemade front rack on it. As you can see here, if you have a piece of 1/2-inch steel, tube steel, you can flatten one end in the bench vise and then flatten out the other end. It's not going to be parallel, it's going to be perpendicular, like a 90 degrees. And flatten the end, drill a hole, kind of weld the end so it doesn't leak or anything. I don't think I did it on this one, but and you can make yourself a pretty sick cargo rack. This one is above the light, and the ones you can buy online I don't really like in my opinion, because the ones online they go below the light, and say if you want to put a box like this on there, it's just going to block the light at night. Why pay $200 for a front cargo rack when it's gonna make your headlight pointless or useless basically? If y'all want, I can make a how-to video on how to make this rack here. It's very simple. I should actually put a little support arm here so I can put a little bit more weight, but this box, it just has like not much in there. There's a camera, a strobe light, a headlamp, and I usually carry a toilet paper in there too, but for what it's carrying, it'll do the job. Another mod I have done, I've replaced this carburetor. This is the Chinese $35 carburetor on Amazon. So I was tinkering with the original carburetor. I still have it, it's in my place, but I was messing with the jetting because it was very lean, and I drilled out the fuel adjustment hole there on the bottom, and after I was playing with it, it's just bogging really bad, and I changed up the spark plug and it's still bogging. But I put this $35 carburetor on it, and it runs really great for the price, and I think it's got a tad bit more power too, in my opinion. I totally forgot to mention this giant gas tank I have on there. This should be #1 on the mods you should do. So this is the Clark 2.7 tank, and in my opinion, I had a clear tank on my XR650R I had, and I really liked it. And the Clark, they offered this tank as well. You can just kind of look down and see how much gas you have. You don't have to open up the cap or anything, and you don't have to look at your trip meter. You can just look down and visually see how much gas you have, and it actually comes in really handy. I can usually get about 120 miles out of a tank. Well, actually 120 miles to reserve, and then I can get usually about 150 out of the tank. Another mod I've done is I changed out the brake light to LEDs. I picked up the LEDs from AutoZone, but another good website is superbrightleds.com. Eventually I want to change out all of the bulbs on the bike and switch them out to LEDs. That'll be my future project. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions on what I've done to this bike, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Another good channel too to watch other than this one, of course, is TW200. He's got a lot of good maintenance videos, and he's got good channel overall. Just go watch his stuff if you haven't already.